Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, Children's Day celebration at Rourkela Steel Plant. Sensitization tour for spouses of employees of raw material handling plant organized by Rourkela Steel Plant, and workshop on maintenance of LT circuit breakers held. Now the news in detail. A function was organized at the auditorium of Ispat English Medium School Sector 20 of Rourkela Steel Plant RSP on 14 November to mark Children's Day. Mr. Somnath Tripathi EDMM was the chief guest, while Mr. PK Swai CGM TA and CSR was the guest of honor. Present on the occasion were Mr. PK Das GM in charge Town Services, Mr. Manoj Agarwal GM Town Services, Ms. Sushrita Das Principal IEMS 20 and Mr. A. Udgata Principal IVM. The function was attended by other teachers, guardians of awardees of the school. The program commenced with lighting of ceremonial lamp and paying floral tribute at the portrait of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India whose birthday is celebrated as Children's Day. Mr. Tripathi presented Steel City Best Orator Award to 45 students belonging to different schools of Rourkela. Mohit Panda, a student of class 10, welcomed the gathering, while Pragya Ranjan Barik, a student of class 10, proposed a formal vote of thanks. Ms. Aisha Chaudhary, a student of class 9, coordinated the function. The program was concluded with a colorful cultural program. A fruit distribution program was also organized at the pediatric ward of Ispat General Hospital. Mrs. Seema Dev Bhaumik, President Deepika Mahila Sangati, along with Mrs. Harshala Suryavanshi, Mrs. Samapika Sahu, Dr. Mrs. Sushmita Das, Mrs. Namrata Verma, all Vice Presidents of Deepika Mahila Sangati, presented fruits to the children admitted in the ward. Also present on the occasion were senior doctors of the hospital, including Dr. N.P. Sahu, CMO, Dr. L.K. Biswal, CMO, Dr. Jayanti Acharya, CMO, Dr. P.K. Mahapatra, CMO, Dr. Indira Mishra, Additional CMO. Ms. Nidhi Singhal, Secretary, DMS, and other members of the governing body of Deepika Mahila Sangati, doctors, nurses and DNB students to attended the event. Prizes were given to the children of the pediatric ward who won the coloring competition held in the ward. As a part of the HR initiative Pragati Re Sathi, a plant visit program was organized for the spouses of employees of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP on 11 November. Spouses of 15 employees from raw material handling plant were taken for sensitization tour around the different units of the plant. Mr. S.S. Roy Chaudhary, CGM RMHP, presided over the welcome, orientation and interaction sessions. Also presented were Mr. Dhirendra Mishra, GM in charge Personal Works, and other officers of the department. A video on plant overview and safety was shown to the visitors. Mr. Roy Chaudhary and other senior officers in their address thanked the visitors for their unstinted support and described them as key partners in the progress of the plant. They urged them to encourage their partners to adhere to safety norms and standards. The visitors were taken around raw material handling plant, safety park of RMHP, blast furnace number 5, steel melting shop number 2 and silicon steel mill during the visit. The guests were also briefed about the process of steel making and importance of the contribution of RMHP by way of raw material, collection and dispatch in the profitability of the plant. The plant visit was organized and coordinated by Mr. Sambit Nandi, MTA, under the guidance of Mr. Debashis Patanaik, AGM personnel. A two-day program on maintenance of IT circuit breaker was held at CPTI SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 8th and 9th November 2023. 19 employees from Rourkela Steel Plant, Bokaro Steel Plant and Bhilai Steel Plant attended the program. In order to make the power system more reliable, the sessions focused mainly on application protection features and low tension characteristics of miniature circuit breaker MCB, motor protection circuit breaker MPCB, molded case circuit breaker MCCB, earth leakage circuit breaker and residual current circuit breaker. As the maintenance of circuit breaker is of utmost importance in an industrial setup where electricity plays a pivotal role, inputs were also provided on selection of breakers, its rating and capacity for specific applications, its constructional details and maintenance aspects, information on Indian electricity rules pertaining to LTCB and tips on safe practices were imparted for safe and standard operations. The potential hazards associated with LT circuit breaker failures such as fires, equipment damage and increased arc flash hazards to workers performing electrical maintenance or operation were discussed through these studies with root case analysis tool. Different protection features of ACB, MCCB and MPCB were discussed for better handling, operation and maintenance. A guided site tour was also arranged for the participants to gain first-hand working knowledge at ELBDS VLT substation. The sessions were concluded by in-house subject experts, namely Mr. B.V. Das, GMCP P1, Mr. Trilochan Das, DGM SP2 and Mr. M. Tripathi, Manager SMS2. The program was coordinated by Mr. P.K. Raut, AGM, CPTI with the support of Mr. B.K. Patra, Senior Instructor, CPTI. And with this we come to the end of this news edition. Namaskar.